as we head to the Rams and the Cardinals. We'll start with the Rams. They sold the farm, and it paid off. You can't say that they didn't do exactly what they wanted to do. They have a Super Bowl. Like, as a Viking fan, I would love to win one Super Bowl, and that's it. Then I could float away. It's like Luke and, at the end of the the seventh, eighth Star Wars, just floats away. Like that would be me if the Vikings win. But now, for those Rams fans who are still pulling for LA, it's some tough sledding right now. You have aging stars. I mean, a really young, inexperienced team. It's and really no money either. So you look at the Rams situation, you could say, like, we can easily sit here and say, look, it's the worst defense in football outside of Aaron Donald. There's really not much at all.
So bad.
I mean, it is bad. And then offensively, you have Stafford and Cooper Kupp, but the O-line's not very good. I mean, the other weapons on the team, question marks there. Instead of just roasting the Rams for the next 8 minutes, we can take a look at some of the positives here. And one place you could actually start heading into next season is they have all of their they have all of their high round draft picks. They haven't had a first round selection since 2016 with Jared Goff. Crazy to think. Like, I think about the Rams, and we all know that they've been trading these picks. They get Jalen Ramsey, Matthew Stafford, but it's been by next year 8 years since they had a first round pick joining their team from the draft. Which obviously this isn't like the most exciting thing in the world, but it's good for them.
It means if you're bad, you have something to look forward to. Last year, you were bad and just saw that pick for Detroit ratcheting up.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was tough for them. So another thing, they have 14 rookies this year. They had 14 guys drafted despite not having the first round pick. So, I mean, there's a lot of young talent on this team that needs to develop. This season is just going to be watching those guys grow. I mean, that trio of Stafford, Kupp, and Donald is arguably as good of star power trio as you could find in the NFL. Personally, I can't see a scenario where that's enough to even go on a playoff run. It's just there's just not enough in those three guys. But I'm looking at them and I'm saying, okay, let's see some guys develop. Stetson Bennett, maybe he can get some reps at some point in the season. He's playing well in training camp. Like, there's got to be some, like, what are your guys' reasons for optimism for the Rams?
I mean, there's some obviously repercussions to going all out and trying to win a Super Bowl. Which, I mean, they won the Super Bowl.
I mean, then they went all out.
Yeah, and they did. And they haven't had a first-round pick for 7 years. 8 years. The reason for optimism for me is, I mean, there's not much, but I'd probably say the fact that you have, hopefully, a healthy, pretty good quarterback, which is the most important position on the field, throwing to one of the best receivers in the league.
Yeah, probably top 5 receiver.
These guys just won a Super Bowl 2 years ago. But I'd probably also say, I mean, I guess the future, the next couple of years, I mean, I wouldn't say this upcoming year, but if these picks can pan out.
God, you're struggling to find.
Yeah, I guess maybe 2-3 seasons. I don't, there's not much.
Ziggy, when you look at this Rams roster right now, do you see, what's wrong, Zach?
No, I'm just remembering Ziggy. Ziggy was a Rams fan before you took him away.
Ziggy was a Rams fan
before you took him away.
Was. Well, I mean, he's from Cali. Should have stopped.
Hold on. Let's be fair to Ziggy. He jumped over to the. All right. First off, there's a few reasons. No one is jumping ship to the Vikings. Like, you can't call anyone a front runner for jumping to the Vikings. Yeah, you leave the Vikings.
You jumped him from them.
Second, he did it before the Super Bowl, so he wasn't. It's not like they won the Super Bowl. He saw the writing on the wall. I was like, oh, I got to get the hell out of here. He did not enjoy the Super Bowl victory and instead joined,
the Minnesota Vikings.
Like, one of the most probably miserable franchises in the history of sports.
The 2021 Vikings, last season, 2022 was great. One of my most memorable seasons as a Vikings fan. 2021, I quit. I was done. I mean, I've never been so depressed as a Viking fan when watching them lose these close games. So Ziggy, to his credit, in the middle of that torturous season, joined the most cursed franchise in the history of sports.
So you got to call him a real fan.
No, he's a real fan.
You can't say
Ziggy's phony. As real as it gets, because he left a Super Bowl winning team, but right before they won the Super Bowl, to join the Vikings.
What was I thinking, Paul?
So when you look back on your former team and where they stand right now, I'll ask you two things. One, do you think there's a world in which they could compete for a wild card spot? Because Jack and I have spent the past 6 minutes saying absolutely not. And two, if you agree with us, where are you gonna, like, what are you rooting for as a former Rams fan.
Last offseason, everyone had the NFC West figured out. Rams were at the top, 49ers second, Cardinals third, Seahawks distant fourth. Then you look at how it actually played out. 49ers were a lot better than everyone expected. The Seahawks got a wild card spot. The Rams and Cardinals were putrid. So look, what that goes to show is anything can happen. And the fact is, really, there's only one team that anyone should be very confident is good in the NFC West. And frankly, they're only one quarterback injury away from a guy who got injured last season from having to rely on Sam Darnold or Trey Lance.
Yeah.
The Rams, even if you include Purdy, the Rams might have the best quarterback. They've got the best wide receiver.
Oh, I think they do.
Yeah, I think they
went
do.
healthy, yeah.
Yeah, like Matthew Stafford and
That's close.
Cooper Kupp, last offseason, they would have been everyone's number one quarterback wide receiver connection. No question about it.
Yep.
Here's it is possible with a Sean McVay offense that they can do enough to keep this team afloat for the defensive rookies to figure it out. Rookies not necessarily meaning guys in their first year, but guys who have never played serious, real deal starter snaps. Now, the Rams lost almost every starter on defense. They lost their 6 snap leaders. They lost 9 of their top 12. But it's highly likely at least one of these guys is going to be good. I mean, I've been waiting for Bobby Brown to break out for years. I really like Russ Yeast. There are some good players on this defense.
That is. I don't know who Russ.
He was their 7th round safety pick in 2022.
Again, they have 14 guys. They have, outside of Aaron Donald on the D line, they have 5 new drafted guys coming in. So there are people that there's enough bodies where there's potential for guys to step up.
It's the future. This year they're gonna have they'll be 4-13. But the optimism is the next couple of years, and you hope these guys can pan out.
I still can't get over the Ziggy thing.
What?
Him moving to the Vikings, he lost out on an opportunity.
Oh, he's an idiot. But
he might never see. He might he could have died.
He will.
He could have died knowing his team won a Super Bowl, which not a lot of people can.
Do you know?
But he decided that he will die not winning a Super Bowl.
Do you know what it was like seeing my team win a Super Bowl?
Oh
no, I don't.
I was.
You know, we don't.
You could die a happy man.
You know, I was ecstatic for like a week and a half. And then I saw it happen again.
Shut up.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I remember
I saw us go back to one after that, but then I was heartbroken when we
Ziggy,
lost. But
one of our good friend Aiden is a huge Eagles fan. And the year that they beat the Vikings in the NFC Championship game, I was rooting feverishly against Philadelphia in the Super Bowl. It, anything could have happened.
Patriots won?
Yeah, when they won. As long as Philly lost, I was okay. So, of course, they won. But after that, I see Aiden, and I wasn't with him the night they won. I just saw pictures of, probably the happiest looking man I've ever seen in my life. And I asked him, I was like, Aiden, what did it feel like when you won? And he just said, Paul, it's like everything was perfect. He was like, everything felt complete and pure. I think he said pure joy, like the rawest form of pure joy. And obviously that sounds really, really bad given the other tragedies in the world, but when
he meant it
in the world of sports, when you commit to a team like a lot of people do, I cannot imagine that feeling.
Do you want me to give you my honest feeling on how it was from the Super Bowl?
Oh, you're spoiled. You probably didn't care. You won five before.
When we beat, who was it? Seattle. I was like 8. It was fantastic. I didn't fall asleep till like 3 a.m. Woke up, went to school, and didn't care anymore. And it was the same deal to beat Arizona. A day later, I'm like, oh, that's sick.
I think part of the not winning one, like the Dolphins haven't won in 50 years, Vikings have never won. That bonds fan bases.
But there's no difference. I haven't seen us win.
No, I know. But
okay.
There's bonding for the fan bases where it's
who won in the freaking 70s.
Let's put this out though, Jack. If the Steelers won this year, right, you would go on a 7-day bender.
Now that you're old enough.
Now that you're old enough, you'd go on a 7-day bender.
Honestly,
imagine what the Pirates won the World Series.
That's different.
That's what I mean. We're we don't win.
Yeah, we have
Steelers win.
We haven't seen a win. You've seen a win.
But even so, it's like
I'm taking a 7-day bender. I'm taking 7 days off of work, and
Dude, the Vikings win the Super Bowl. There will be.
You say that. And then it's
Jack. I've never seen a Super Bowl win.
It's sick in the moment. You wake up and it's like,
Zach, you haven't seen like a divisional.
You haven't seen a playoff. You haven't seen a playoff.
Whoa, I've seen the playoffs. Easy there. Easy there. We just haven't made it past the first round.
As somebody who's won a Super Bowl,
Yeah, but the difference
You haven't won a Super Bowl.
I won 2.
You haven't won any.
Oh,
You watched your team win the Super Bowl.
Wait,
Well,
no. Jack
You
has
wake
season
up-
tickets, so he's paying the players. So
Yeah,
he is part of the team.
I'm part of the team. I get the Christmas card, Ziggy. Every
Yeah.
year.
He gets the call
I
too.
get
The rookie
draft pick
call.
calls. Yeah, Zach knows. I get the draft picks call in my home. I get season tickets.
How we have strayed from the Rams.
I get the Christmas card.
Well, when you're that bad, you need better content than the Rams.
You will wake up the next day. Like, that was awesome.
But that's like your 8-year-old self.
Yeah,
Like
you know,
imagine you were
I
24.
I
It'd be the
can't.
same thing.
Or 21.
No, I think I care less.
He doesn't understand.
I think
No, he doesn't I think you'd go on a 7-day bender.
Let's finish.
Rams fans all say that.
I don't think I would.
Yeah, let's finish the Rams.
Well, no, we don't have
Last-
to finish the Rams. What are we doing?
Yes,
what
we
are we
do.
doing? The Rams are hot trash.
That's
Move on.
what I'm not. The Rams
There's
last
too many.
year,
Rams are so
none of their
bad.
stars were particularly healthy. Even Aaron Donald struggled with health.
He didn't finish.
If
the
you
season.
have 3 stars, you can compete. The Rams can compete this year. Can they compete for a Super Bowl? Probably not. Can they?
I'm sorry. Did you just say the Rams can compete this year?
I
For a
think the
playoff
Rams
spot?
can absolutely compete for a playoff spot.
No.
All right. I mean,
Okay, maybe.
here's what I'll say real quick about the defense.
The NFC stinks.
Yeah, I was about
No,
to say the
it's been-
NFC
the
stinks.
NFC stinks.
I'm going to retract my statement. They could make a playoff. 'Cause
Yeah, but
everybody stinks.
outside of Aaron Donald, there's just, I mean, there's the one linebacker, Ernest Jones, he's the only guy there with Wagner gone. The other linebackers on the Rams, none of them were drafted. Period. Like drafted.
Yeah, but if
And-
you go through all of the NFC, like even the Rams is now that I think about it, like all the like the drafted, like I think they
Darian
still beat-
Kendrick was the second. I think he's the 125th. Was he? The second worst cornerback in the NFL last season, according to the PFF numbers and all that. He's like the number 1 on the team. And sure, he might be able to step up. You never know which guys are going to develop in different ways. It's just there's so much youth on this defense. I can't see it happening. Now look with Stafford and Kupp, if they just dominate, yeah, maybe I would just be stunned.
Well, look, you have.
Or we're
you're
giving
gonna
this
have-
team more time. Jesus.
You're gonna have San Francisco.
We'll wrap with Jack here.
You're gonna have Philly, San Francisco, probably the Lions,
Sure.
the Saints, most likely NFC South winner. Then you got Dallas as a wild card. You have probably the Vikings as a wild card.
Maybe
Is it totally
the Seahawks. We said.
like I know, but is it totally out of the rafters to maybe think the Rams can get the 7 seed over a team like Seattle or the Giants?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could. I just still see.
I don't think they will, but maybe.
They have the secret weapon, Sean McVay.
I you know what? I'm happy you brought him up because I was going to say we have to mention McVay is a top 10 coach in the league. You never know with guys like that. They find ways to win. Just not last year.